silent sacrifice. A test of truth this morning was different. In a quiet part of the city of New Jersey, where the roofs of the houses sparkled in the rays of the sun and the chirping of birds echoed in the streets, there stood a magnificent villa. The villa was silent. Only the sounds of a few footsteps and the occasional ticking of clocks hidden in the walls. Lena Marshall, 28, a mother of two, was getting ready for her children's school in a little black dress. She woke up at 5 every morning, made breakfast for the children, prepared medicine for her sick mother, and then arrived at her work after a long bus ride. But today something felt strange, a moment that brought a new turn in her life. That Lena's life was not easy. With a widow, 2 children, and a mother undergoing cancer treatment, the burden increased with each passing day. But her silence, patience, and courage had made her stronger. She knew that it was more important to believe in your own hard work than to beg for mercy. Downstairs in the lobby of the villa, Nicholas Weinhardt, 45, a billionaire businessman from New Hampshire, sat quietly in his home. The magnificent marble floors, the expensive artwork on the walls, and the great silver chandelier that cast its light throughout the room were all signs of his wealth. But there was a void in Nicholas' heart, a void that not even money or all the wealth in the world could fill. Nicholas had seen too much betrayal in his life. Friends had stabbed him in the back, employees had broken his trust, and a divorce had torn his heart apart. So he was afraid to trust people. But then he thought of Lena. Lena, who worked quietly every day, didn't hurt anyone, and lived courageously despite all the hardships in her life. Nicholas decided that he would test Lena's character. A plan was hatched, involving a small treasure trove and a big test room, containing millions of dollars in bills, gold coins, and precious gems that a security system that was temporarily disabled, so that no cameras could see. Only Nicholas knew when this moment would come that he wanted to see. When faced with such extraordinary temptation, would Lena stick to her principles or succumb to easy riches? Lena arrived at work at 8:30 a.m. She entered the room with quiet steps, as usual, carrying a broom and cleaning tools. But as she walked towards the special room, her eyes fell on a shining box, which under normal circumstances would never be opened. Inside the box, bundles of bills, gold chains, and jewels shimmered in the light. Lena paused for a moment, caught her breath, and then slowly lifted the broom with her gloved hands. She did not touch the notes, nor did she shake the gold chains. Instead, as was her habit, she began to dust the box. Lena took out a small picture from her pocket, old and bent. In the picture, her 2 daughters were smiling, and behind them sat a sick mother. Lena kissed the picture lightly, put it back in her pocket, and closed the box. Nicholas, who was hiding in the corner, was shocked. He had thought that perhaps Lena would give in to some temptation, even for a moment, but what he saw was much more than he had expected, a demonstration of faith, patience, and love. That night, Nicholas could not sleep. He kept replaying that moment over and over. The box, the picture, and Lena's silent sacrifice all brought a strange peace to his heart. He understood that true wealth is not just in notes or gold, but in character and honesty. The next morning, Lena saw a letter in the kitchen, written in Nicholas's clean and beautiful hand. The letter read, "Faith is precious, and so is peace. You gave me both. May your daughters and mother live life without fear." The letter was accompanied by a check, completely blank, so that Lena could use it for her own needs. Tears welled up in Lena's eyes, and she felt a newfound confidence in her heart. That weekend, Nicholas came to Lena's house. Not as a boss, but as a friend. He played games with the children, brought medical documents for the mother, and arranged for Lena to have a safe home. Furthermore, Lena was given a key position in the villa with full benefits and a flexible schedule so that she could focus on the rest of her life. Sometimes, the greatest test is in silence and in secret. And the greatest wealth is not just wealth, but humanity, honesty, and sacrifice. If you felt this story to your heart, remember that even a small act can change everything. And most importantly, it never requires anyone's supervision to do the right thing.